Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning in. I have what I consider a really cool video for you guys today, and I hope that you will agree. But the knife we're going to take a look at is the Nadeau Cyclone. And as you can see, we have this very tastefully done plaque on all of his cases. So Cyclone, Custom Knives by Nadeau, has the CPM S35 VN designation, and the frame is 6AL4V and Sharp by Design. So this is how they ship, and nice padded case, and we'll take a look at the knife in question. So I would like to thank Brian for being very generous to send me this knife to kind of share with you guys, do a video on. He even gave me free reign to carry and use the knife, and really grateful for that. Really nice of him to do, so thanks again, Brian. All right. Nadeau Cyclone. His newest offering might be considered his third if you count the breakdown between the field grade Typhoon and the full custom Typhoon. So maybe his second, maybe his third, however you want to count it. But we're going to go over the specs, overall impressions, and then we'll break it down to the details just like always. So as we mentioned, it is an S35 VN blade, does have 6AL4V titanium handles. It is a frame lock flipper with an incredible amount of detail, as is typical for Brian and his work at this point. So we're looking at a blade length of about 3.5 inches. As you can see, we have this very aggressive harpoon style blade. Beautiful, beautiful blade shape. And then the frame is about 4.625 inches, giving us an overall somewhere around 8.25 inches long. Now the thickness is 0.55 inches, so really good in terms of thickness. And then the S35 is about 0.156 inches thick blade stock there. So yeah, those are the specs for the most part. It does use bearings, flippers I mentioned, stainless steel lock insert. This one is made for tip-up right-hand carry only. I'm not sure if he does lefties. He might, but yeah. So those are the specs for the most part. Let's talk about overall impressions. So if you guys recall, just about a year ago, I did a video on the Nadeau Typhoon. I did have a custom one ordered and made by him for me specifically, and I was absolutely blown away by the knife. The fit, the finish, the quality, the design, the innovation, everything about that knife blew me away. And you know, this knife carries those same features. And you know, I hope I'm not somewhat jaded by the crazy amount of knives I've had over the last year, but this delivers in the same way that the Typhoon did. And I would consider this kind of a midway point between, you know, the full custom Typhoon that I had and then the field grades that I saw. Now the difference is that with the Cyclone here, let's say with the Typhoon he started with the full customs and then he went to the field grade. With the Cyclone here, this is the kind of the entry-level version here, and then there's going to be a middle tier and then a top tier, but 70% of them will be done in this fashion. Maybe it was like 20% done in kind of the upgraded fashion, and then the full contoured handles, crazy materials, maybe only 5% of the total offerings are going to be done in that fashion. So these will be done also in a very much more limited numbers than the Typhoon. So for those of you guys already on the books, I think you're going to be really happy. So anyways, overall impressions, he did a great job of designing a new model, continuing the same design language, bringing excellent features, just really making it a special piece. So those guys, or those of you who are on the books, I think you're going to be very, very pleased. And you know, unlike the Typhoon, this one comes in at 3.5 inches instead of the 4, which is a request that many people had made with the first offering. They wanted something a little bit smaller for EDC use. So amazing offering, excellent work yet again by Brian, and yeah, his customer service, his need to put out perfect knives, perfect offerings, really all make him an excellent maker to buy from, and really means that his products are top notch. So those are my overall impressions. A little bit long-winded. Hopefully that made sense, but you guys are going to be happy, and if you have friends that get one, definitely go over and try one out. But yeah, so let's start off with the details. Let's just look at the flipping action first, which is something that most of you, as I would want to know, but listen to the sound. Yeah, makes a terrific sound. Almost has that double detent sound to it. So flipping action is really good. This one still breaking in. Will shake closed. Now Brian did mention this one has a little bit thicker lock bar than I think the actual production runs will have. So might fall a little bit more. I'm not sure, but he did mention that difference there. So. All right, blade. This is S35VN, as we mentioned. On this particular one, he does have an acid etch stonewash here on the bevels, and then the flats have been given a hand rub satin finish. Beautiful contrast, really well done. This is just one of many options, and that's something that's pretty cool. So he has a lot of options for these builds, even though these are kind of the basic entry level. Oh my gosh, there's probably hundreds of combinations you can do just from what he's offered. So this is one option. Really good user finish, nice contrast, ties in really well with the the blasted and the satin finish on the handles. Excellent overall presentation. But hair shaving sharp, of course. Nice, clean, very consistent swedge and secondary bevel and bevel. I mean, his work is immaculate. So one other thing that Brian is known for is his really cool flipper tabs. So you've got the chamfers here on the edges, makes it a little bit special. This is something that the Typhoon had that carries over. Helps to continue that design language from one knife to another. So just the attention to detail, like on the flipper tab, he does sign the flipper tab, very tastefully done. Adds almost an element of like refinement to the knife as opposed to putting it on the blade. So, and you can see that logo continued into his new custom pivots that he started making as well. And the text on this side, I believe, says Sharp by Design. Perhaps a little too small to be picked up by the camera. But so you can see you kind of have a ramp where the thumb goes. The jimping up here is well executed, but very comfortable. Great confidence in the hand. You don't feel like you'll slip in the slightest. So, and then the flipper tab, because it's been nicely chamfered, very comfortable. No hot spots, even with excessive flipping, as I've done over the last week or two here, playing with this, breaking it in, everything else. Now, handles. This is where Brian really shines. As most of you know, Brian is a CNC genius. He used to do R&D with CNC machines, and so he really takes it to another level, as you can see. So we've got two different types of finishes here. In the the beveled portions here, or the, I can't think of the term, the ground out portions here, as you can see, they've been given a blasted finish, and then he came back and did a satin over the top, giving great contrast. The holes look really cool. They flow with the design. As you can see, even the lanyard hole flows into that design really well. Does lighten it up a little bit. Visually interesting, weight-saving feature. Pretty sweet all the way around. Edges are nicely chamfered, no hot spots. And then around the pivot area, this one has this kind of concentric design. I believe he has 3 or 4 different designs that he can put in this area here, depending on what you order. So hopefully people are doing different things, and we'll see a ton of different combinations on the knives. Same thing here on the lock side. As you can see, the pattern goes from the lock bar to the handle, ties it in really well, looks great. Back side of the custom pivot, Nice contrast. Even the pocket clip fits in well with the design. So here's a really cool feature. So he milled out a pocket in the titanium for the pocket clip to sit in, and then you've got 2 screws, so pocket clip is very secure. Even though this is a bent spring clip, it looks amazing, works well, ties in with the design. And then the 2 screws here on the back make it a really nice extraction point, which you know, is important if you actually want to get your knife out of your pocket and use it. So that's pretty cool. Back spacer is the lanyard hole as well, so again, lots of nice detail. I mean, there's detail just absolutely everywhere on this knife. So the lock bar, this shape is also carried over from the Typhoon, kind of rounded with the stainless steel lock insert coming off and going up to make contact. He also chamfered out or milled out a portion here for your thumb to go in, so that makes disengaging easier. But again, benefits: stainless steel on stainless steel, no stick, and this knife is absolutely rock solid. So I took this to a couple of extra, double thick cardboard, and I really got it in a death grip here, and it's really comfortable. No hot spots on my hand when really barreling down on this knife and cutting some pretty serious cardboard with it. So this knife will function well in an absolutely hard use roll. It just might be the prettiest hard use knife that you have, really made for abuse. So again, rock solid lockup, just no movement whatsoever. But let's give you another look at these handles here. As you try to catch all the detail. No sharp edges here either, important for, I guess, comfort, and then also the flipping action. But some other interesting features probably won't show up here, but one thing that Brian created and uses is instead of a detent ball, he has a detent shoe or boot. I don't remember what he calls it right now, but it's essentially a little nub as opposed to a ball that falls into the blade here. I'll show you, kind of. And it's supposed to give greater surface area for stronger flipping action. And Brian also said it should have greater longevity than a detent ball, after constant use. So, and then if we look at the closed profile, as you can see, the blade sits in the handle and follows the shape really well. Makes this thing really nice to carry, but also visually attractive even in the closed position. So, yeah. Some of the different handle options that he's offering are brush finish, blasted finish. He's doing Cerakote, different types of inlay patterns. You can either have the holes or not have the holes in the handle. Just tons and tons of options. So it'll be really cool to see what you guys do with your builds. But I think he sold out in an hour when he opened up his book. So that's really exciting. But again, these will be done in smaller numbers, so won't be nearly as many of these as there were Typhoons. And that'll give him an opportunity to make them and then move on to his next build. He does have several other designs that are about 3/4 of the way done that he's going to continue to work on as he does these orders and finishes these off. And then once they're done, he's moving on to the next build. So yeah, it's really cool offering. Again, a lot of you guys have made comments on Instagram when I posted pictures, so hopefully this gives you a better look at this newest offering from Sharp by Design and Brian Nadeau. Comments or questions, let me know. I'll go ahead and put links to his Instagram and his website, if you have specific questions. But his books are closed on this one now. There may be some at dealers. I know he worked with dealers quite a bit in the past, secondary market. But yeah, really cool offering. So when I was talking to Brian, we were talking about the build process. you know, something that came up is he was talking about having to really work on his website a lot to make it easier for people, and we were kind of joking around. It's not enough to be a knife maker anymore. You also need to know basic web design. You know, you need to have really good customer service skills. You need to have the ability to design, to hand finish knives. With Brian, he also does the CNC maintenance. I mean, it's just a crazy number of skill sets that go into creating these products, and his work definitely shows. So anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at this with me. And again, thanks to Brian for sending this out. But yeah, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and take care.